The man found the alien queen's lost heir and received an incredible reward in return. The day I found the child, the sky was dark and heavy with ash. I had been walking the broken lands of the outer colonies, searching for lost supplies or signs of survivors. I did not expect to find anything living out there, much less her. She was huddled beneath the wreckage of a fallen skimmer, her tiny body wrapped in torn cloth, her silver hair matted and dirty. At first, I thought she was just another orphan, one of many left behind by the endless wars. But when I pulled aside the cloth and saw the mark on her wrist, my breath caught in my throat. The royal seal of the Avarice line. I knew then that this was no ordinary child. This was the lost heir of the alien queen, herself a child that had disappeared during the last siege the child believed dead. She looked up at me with wide, frightened eyes. I knelt slowly, hands open, showing I meant no harm. "It is all right," I said. "You are safe now." She said nothing, only stared at me as if trying to judge whether I was real. I carried her back to my camp, wrapped her in a clean blanket, and gave her water and food. She ate with small, careful bites, eyes never leaving mine. It took hours before she spoke, her voice a faint whisper. "Who are you?" "Just a traveler," I said. "You are not like the others," she said. I smiled grimly. "No, I am not." Over the next few days, I learned her name, Cirilla. She told me little else, only that she had been taken during the fall of the palace, hidden away by loyal servants who were later killed. She had survived alone ever since. I knew I had to get her back to her people. If the queen still lived, she would be searching for her daughter. It would be a long journey across dangerous lands, filled with those who would see her as a prize or hostage. But I could not abandon her. We set out under the broken sky, moving by night, resting by day. Cirilla rarely spoke, but she stayed close, always watching, listening. She was smart too, quick for her years, understanding when to hide, when to run, when to trust. I taught her how to move silently, how to read the signs of safe paths, how to find water and shelter. She learned fast. There were close calls. Once we barely escaped a band of raiders, their weapons flashing in the dusk. Another time sickness struck, and I feared she would not survive, but she clung to life, fierce and stubborn. Every step of the way she became less a burden and more a partner. And somewhere along the way she became something more. Family. It took months, but finally we reached the borders of Avarice lands. Patrols spotted us first, weapons raised, but when they saw the mark on Cirilla's wrist, they fell to their knees in awe. The queen herself came to meet us. She was more radiant than any story had told, tall and strong, with eyes like the deep stars. When she saw Cirilla, she ran to her, dropping all pretense of royal dignity, and swept the child into her arms, tears falling freely. My heart ached at the sight. They spoke in hurried, broken words, too fast for me to follow. Then the queen turned to me. "You brought her back," she said. I nodded, unsure what to say. "You saved my daughter," she said. "You saved my soul." It was nothing, I said. It was everything, she said. The queen ordered her court to prepare a great feast, but I tried to slip away, not wanting the attention, not used to it. She found me before I could leave. "You must stay," she said. "There is something more." "I cannot," I said. "I do not belong here." "You belong wherever you are needed," she said, "and you are needed here." She led me to a quiet chamber deep in the heart of the palace. There, waiting, was an object I could hardly comprehend. A royal sigil forged in living crystal, glowing with power. "This is yours," she said. I stared at it, shaking my head. "I cannot accept this." "You must," she said. "It is the law of my people. One who saved the heir is granted the right to join the royal house as one of its own." I laughed dryly. "I am no noble." "You are more than noble," she said. "You are true." Cirilla came to my side, her small hand finding mine. "Please stay," she whispered. In that moment, I saw a future, not of wandering and loneliness, but a belonging of purpose. I knelt before the queen, head bowed. "Then I accept." The ceremony was swift yet filled with deep ancient meaning. I was given a new name in their tongue, a place among their kin, a home among their stars. But the greatest reward was not the title, not the lands, not the riches. It was the small hand that gripped mine during the ceremony, the smile of a child who no longer had to fear the night. It was a family I had found when I thought I had none left. Years passed. Cirilla grew strong, and wise a leader shaped by fire and love. I served as her protector, her advisor, and when she rose to take her place beside her mother, I stood at her right hand. The queen who had once wept in the dust smiled now with pride. And sometimes when the nights were long and the stars burned bright, she would remind me, "You saved us," she would say, "not just with your strength, but with your heart." And I would smile back and say, "You saved me too." For in saving her, I had found myself again. In a world broken by war, we had built something new, something unbreakable. A family, a future, a home.